Making black and white decisions often aren't difficult. An observant Jew usually eats kosher and observes the holy Shabbat. Now, desecrating the Shabbat by lighting the electricity or turning on the light or eating non-kosher food is certainly out of the question for this observant Jew. Now, these decisions are pretty much very simple. They are black and white decisions. The question is, how do you decide on which choice to make when there are two decisions that you're trying to figure out which decision is the best one, when you have two choices that are actually valid, two good deeds, two acts of kindness, when two decisions are actually technically sound? I can do this or I can do that. They're both good decisions. Now, how do we decide? The Torah gives us amazing clarity through the insights of Yemima Mizrahi in her book, Yemima Mizrahi Speaks. We're going to explore the insights of Parshat Mishpatim, and I'd like you to please picture this scenario. A mother is about to cook dinner for her 3 children and husband, and she has chicken defrosted. What does she decide to? She wants to cook something for everyone to enjoy. Now, she only has that one package of chicken. One of the children give her a suggestion to make chicken nuggets. Another one gives a suggestion to make soup. Another one says, put just chicken in the oven. Now, what does she decide? And her husband finally reduces all the chaos, and because the children respect him very much, he says, we're going to go with honey lemon chicken. He gives her that advice, and she cooks the food, and everyone enjoys. She was stuck. She didn't know what to do. On one hand, she wanted to satisfy everybody's taste buds, and she wanted to be that heroic mother which makes 3 magical meals in a short amount of time. Or she could cook one meal. Now, it looks like a win-win situation. You're pleasing everyone with cooking 3 meals. But then again, if she takes a step back and looks at the whole picture, listen, what happens when we have a short amount of time? Usually, it's a stressful time. We're trying to please everyone. We're trying to make our family happy. It looks very sound. A good homemaker tries to attend to the needs of all the family members. Or she could cook one meal calmly, making everybody happy, enjoying the meal with everyone. Now, which decision does she make? The second one is obviously the more sound decision, and we're going to learn why. We can all relate to the story because we have probably been in a position where we had to choose between 2 right decisions. In this case, to cook all 3 dishes stressfully due to time constraints, or cook one meal happily and calmly. The parsha begins, and I quote, "These are the ordinances that you shall put before them," end quote, in Shemot. As Torah Jews, we are constantly, consciously or subconsciously, making judgments. Of course, weighing our decisions on simple black and white choices are really not so difficult. Now, how do we decide on decisions that are not so easy to make? We may ask ourselves, should I participate in this chesed organization? Should I participate in this organization that needs my help? Or should I spend more time with the family? Both of them sound technically sound. Do I want to have a cleaner house or be a calmer mother? Do I help my son with homework or play some cards with my daughters but have some quality time? Should I take a short nap or make an extra dish for the family? These are difficult decisions for us. No one will make them for us. We want to do it right. Which act of giving outweighs another? The Torah has provided us a crystal clear answer and guide to make one decision over the other. It gives us guidance with clarity on which difficult choice to forego and which one to undertake. The Mishpatim, which are the laws in the Torah, increase peace among the people and achieve happiness in the hearts and in the home. Let us take an example presented to us in this parsha. A person encounters two men. One is about to load his donkey, and one is in the middle of unloading his donkey. Now, this is a difficult choice. Who do you help first? The person is required to help the man unloading the donkey to reduce time that is unnecessary, that will cause unnecessary discomfort or pain to the animal. However, if the person is about to load the donkey, who's about to load the donkey is his enemy, he's obligated to help the enemy first in order to overcome his evil inclination. Can you imagine that? Helping the person who you hate. But aren't we commanded not to inflict pain on the animal as well? Now the donkey must carry an extra heavy burden for a longer time. The Parshat Mishpatim shows us that promoting peace can sometimes mean leaving another chesed behind, leaving another act of kindness behind, or leaving it undone. Ladies, the evil inclination speaks our language. The evil inclination knows exactly how we think, and it knows exactly what to say to influence us to make decisions that we may later regret. The challenge of the decision-making process is when both decisions sound technically right. For example, we often picture a Shabbat table with 15 dips and 3 hot meals on a beautiful royal sheer white tablecloth. It sounds so lovely and royal. But what happens to a home in the process? What may happen is there's a lot of chaos. There's a lot of interruptions. There's a lot of kvetching. There's a lot of annoyances because you have so much to handle all at once. A woman must make that sound decision. Is it worth it for me to make this royal table? Or is it worth it for me to make sure and ensure that my home is full of peace and harmony and create an environment that is joyful and stress-free for the whole family? How do we make that difficult decision between two seemingly good decisions? What we do is we take a step back and we look at the whole picture. Which one am I not going to regret? If I take a short nap, or should I make that extra dish? Well, maybe if I take that short nap, I'll be a happier person. I'll be a happier mother and wife and attending the needs to my family right away and with a greater boost of energy. Or should I make that meal and feel that I'm doing more for the family, feel that I'm contributing more to the family, that I'm taking care of them better? But does that really mean that you're taking care of them better if you're waking up, if you're not taking the nap, and if you're getting up and attending the needs to the family in a very unpleasant way, where you're annoyed at the smallest annoyances, I guess, smallest incidences? The answer is to take a step back and see the whole big picture in its entirety. If we look ahead and see what each choice of giving will bring about, we will know what is right for us at that moment. So another example is, should I buy the salads instead of make the salads? Which is more productive? Will I be less resentful? Will I be less overwhelmed? Will I make that meal for a friend who made the meal for me when I needed a meal done for my family? Perhaps the person had a baby, and you want to make that meal. We want to do what's right. We want to help others, but yet it's not a good time for you. And if you make that meal, you're missing out on family obligations that you need to take care of. It's a difficult decision. Both sound technically sound. They sound right. But we must make that smart decision by just taking a step back, looking at the whole big picture, seeing which decision will not leave you resentful and upset afterwards, resenting that decision, regretting that decision, and ask Hashem for siyata d'shmaya, ask Hashem for help to make that right decision. May we give of ourselves to others with the gift of clarity in making good choices and smart decisions that will enhance peace with others and grant us serenity within ourselves. Leah Abramov, Being and Becoming.